It's time to sit back, relax, and listen to Change Your Attitude, Change Your Life. Change Your Attitude, Change Your Life will inspire, motivate, and empower you. Live your best life now. Listen, learn, think, and decide. Change your attitude, change your life. And now, here's your host, Joan Herman.
Welcome to Change Your Attitude, Change Your Life. You're listening to us in your neighborhood from coast to coast and around the world. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Joan Herman, author, speaker, and your host. Change Your Attitude, Change Your Life brings you interviews with some of the most inspirational and influential people in the world. It's our goal to educate and empower you so you can live your best life now. Thank you for taking time for yourself, and thank you for letting us be a part of your life. We have another great show for you today. Joining me is Brian Vaszily, author of the book, The 9 Intense Experiences, an Action Plan to Change Your Life Forever. Brian is here to discuss how intense experiences can help you feel more energetic and gain the clarity, creativity, focus, passion, and drive to help you achieve your goals. Brian is a motivational speaker and a life coach. Welcome, Brian. Thanks for joining us today.
Hi, Joan. Thanks so much for having me.
Brian, I read where you believe that the biggest issue facing people today is the increasing sense of feeling overwhelmed and weary. What impact do you believe these feelings have on a person's life, and how do they block us from moving forward?
Wherever you read that, that's hitting the nail on the head. One word that pops to mind right now is stagnancy. People feel stagnancy, and as a matter of fact, I was reading on your Facebook post not too long ago, that people feel kind of disposable, and this is all part and parcel to this feeling of feeling overwhelmed. There's so much coming at people, and yet at the same time they feel disconnected. So many people, I think, can identify with feeling maybe stuck in a rut, like I said, stagnant, like they have no, deep down, no real worth. One question that pops up is this all there is? And why do I not feel deeply connected to people, to life itself anymore? And I think this really happens as we get older. Notice with a lot of clients I've worked with this feeling. So in short, was researching this for years, and from a perspective of neuroscience to psychology, self-help to ancient texts. I read a lot of different ancient texts across religions and you name it. And the answer, in my words, was that we have stopped engaging in what I call intense experiences.
And Brian, what are these intense experiences that you write about?
So I identified that there are 9 key areas of experiences that across the ages, people delved into, engaged in a whole lot more than we are today. The very first one is playing, basically. Now, I've got my fun phrases for that, but I call it Journey Back to Neverland. And what happens is, as we, quote unquote, grow up, we forget to enjoy life. We forget to play. We get caught up in this, and it's really a belief system. As a matter of fact, people wear as a badge of honor this phrase these days, I'm so busy. And it's kind of a dysfunctional phrase, and yet people, when they're talking to each other and what they're, really saying is, I don't have time to engage in things that really matter deeply in life because I have another errand to run. I have to work another 2 hours tonight. These sorts of things. So the very first experience is called Journey Back to Neverland. One of the chapters of the book is called Dive Deeper into Your Blood. And again, that's a fun, fancy way of saying this experience is all about engaging deeper with people you think your own family, your spouse, your children, your mother, whoever might be in your circle, and then your second circle beyond that. We don't really, few of us do obviously, but most people are surprised at how much they don't know the people around them, and nor do those people really know them, because of the same thing we're talking about, feeling this overwhelmed, stagnant.
Okay, so Journey Back to Neverland, dive deeper into your blood. What would be another experience?
One is wander into the forest, but don't bump into the trees. and that's really, I think we're all at least intellectually familiar with the fact that we don't engage with nature as a whole like we used to. I remember, and again, I was reading on your blog post a memory of what you used to do as a child, and this reminded me of this experience. Is that I remember when I was a child, I grew up in the city of Chicago, but then I spent 3 months on a farm in a rural area where my grandparents lived, so I was like city boy country, but I was outside all the time, and all of my friends were too. And you look outside today, and there's just a dangerous, I call it, lack of children out there playing. They're all in front of some screen instead. Another is ignite yourself with genius. Now this is all about, again, we tend to scrape the surface in our lives because we're so busy, quote unquote. We're overwhelmed, we're rush. We don't go deep. So ignite yourself with genius experience is really about going into deep works of art out there, but also finding it's a set of exercises that allows people to find their own genius. What is really amazing about each person? And I believe, and I've seen it over and over and over in every individual I've worked with, every organization I've worked with, there is something extraordinary in everybody. Whether they're 80 years old even, people are often stunned and surprised through these exercises to find what that thing is. One of my favorite experiences is called Laugh It Off. And it's about the incredible importance of laughter. And, this is another thing that people hear. They say, that makes sense. Laughter is the best medicine. I know. And then people do not make time in their lives, intentional time to laugh. It's an afterthought. It's maybe in the evening when I'm dead tired and I've, put on my favorite show, I'll have a few chuckles. So there is actually, especially among adults, a chronic lack of laughter. The next one is called Reveal Yourself. And this is all about connecting with strangers. We're so afraid and we're so behind closed doors and our faces are buried in screens these days that earlier I mentioned dive deeper into your blood about how to connect deeply with family. Well, this is about connecting with people we don't know. We pass by, certain people every single day and we have no clue. It's like, we're living in complete isolation, even though we're supposedly so social. Well, I think we're social in a very surfacey sense, but not in a deep sense. So it's a set of exercises that get people, I don't know, shyness or what have you have a lot to do with this sometimes. So it opens people to other people around them. And again, that just changes lives. Intense experience number 7, give to really live. Fortunately, I've heard a lot more in good, positive media like yours about stuff like this. Recently, give to really live is about gratitude. Now we get to in intense experience number 8. We're starting to go. The book is designed. It goes deeper and deeper and deeper. As you go through each of these, you're going deeper into yourself and learning some amazing things. Really. So intense experience number 8. It's called Embrace Death and Dance the Night Away. Personally, my favorite experience, perhaps because that's the level that I personally am at. A lot of people are afraid of death, and we hide death away in our society. There were other societies, in not too distant, long ago times, and certainly in ancient times, where death was a very public experience. People were, the dead were put on display in open doors. Well, today we don't even like to talk about the dying. And if you, in any community, you don't see death. It's hidden away in hospitals and hospices or what have you. Well, I get why on the one hand, but on the other hand, that's made us more afraid of death itself. Death is not a bad thing. Death is a great marker through which to really value our lives. And so this takes people on some very intense exercises. One of them, I'll give you one exercise real quick here, is basically writing your own eulogy. And this allows, if you took the time, and I'm talking, you could take even an hour of your time to write your eulogy, what you want someone who really, really knew you to say about you, what you did in life, what you were about, what your values were, what your goals were, all those good things. When you map that out from the perspective of death, that one exercise right there, it gives you a great framework on what you need to do in your life right now. And then the very final experience, Joan, is called Be Like Water. And this goes really deep into spirit. It doesn't matter if you're religious, what your religion is, if you're not religious at all. This takes you as so deep, the exercises in this final chapter that people leave feeling amazing.
Brian, for someone who's listening, who really is stuck right now and is listening to everything that you just listed, and to this person, it seems like a really daunting task. What would you say to get that person motivated and to take the first step?
If they're listening and they had that spark of, that sounds like it could be interesting, could be worthwhile, whether they have that on in this particular interview or in any situation in life, follow that instinct is what I'd say to people. Follow that instinct. A lot of people have that feeling, but again, they get caught up in the next thing that comes. They might listen to your show right now, and then 2 minutes from now or 5 minutes from now, they get an email from, their boss or their spouse about, who knows, the faucet needs to be fixed, and off they go. They're led away. They're led away back into that rut life, that stagnant life. I know those things need to get done. I understand that. But, again, what is really the purpose of being alive if not to live deeply? And so I would say to people, when you have that little voice that just said, that sounds like it could be interesting, take that step. It's a scary thing for some people. Even that first little step in, it's like stepping into, a swimming pool when you're young. You see all the other kids are having a good time that are in that pool, and you're over there afraid that it's going to be cold, and so, you're standing on the edge. I'd say put your toe in there, and then let your foot go down, and then jump in. Then jump in, when you get there, because they're having fun. You're over there afraid. Jump in. So I suppose that would be my first bit of advice. People follow that instinct.
The book is The 9 Intense Experiences, an Action Plan to Change Your Life Forever by Brian Vaszily. If you'd like to get more information, you can visit his website, brianvaszily.com, and that's BrianVaszily.com, brianvaszily.com. Brian, thank you so much for being here with us today. It was just wonderful to have you here with us today, and I think that this is a wonderful, wonderful book for people to be able to transform their lives. So thank you for being here.
Well, I love your show, and thank you so much for having me on. I really appreciate it.
We'll be right back. Hi, this is Joan Herman, host of Change Your Attitude, Change Your Life. Did you know that Change Your Attitude, Change Your Life has a free monthly digital magazine that can be read online or emailed to your inbox? Every month, nationally recognized leaders in their field provide information to educate, inspire, and motivate you. We believe in a holistic approach to life, incorporating mind, body, and spirit. Check out a copy of Change Your Attitude, Change Your Life 24/7. Visit cyacyl.com and be sure to tell your friends. Thank you for joining us today. We hope you found the show informative. At Change Your Attitude, Change Your Life, we believe that knowledge is power. Take what you've learned, apply it, and live your best life now. Remember that the information provided are the opinions of our guests and should never replace the advice of a professional who knows your personal situation. If you'd like more information, visit our website, cyacyl.com. That stands for Change Your Attitude, Change Your Life. While on the site, listen to past shows on demand, read the digital magazine, take part in the book club, and be sure to follow the show on Facebook and Twitter. Until next time, this is Joan Herman. Thanks for tuning in.